What is up, gamers? The Red Dragon here, and we are talking about the Xbox One. So I've spent several days now with the console. I've spent a lot of hours playing a bunch of different games, and I thought I'd do a video kind of talking about some of the things that I like so far, and then some of the things that I don't like. So we'll begin with voice commands, which I absolutely love. I did a video the other day demonstrating how well the voice commands work. A lot of people were actually saying in the comment section that their Xboxes were following along with what I was saying. So for me personally, they work awesome, and I use Xbox on, Xbox turn off all the freaking time. In fact, the only time I've used my controller to power on my Xbox was the very first time I plugged it in. And a lot of times at night, I'll be playing like YouTube, or I'll put on some documentary to just have noise in the background as I fall asleep. And a lot of times, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll have to fumble around for the controller to turn off the Xbox and the TV remote to turn off the TV. And now, the past 2 nights, I've been able to wake up in the middle of the night, just say Xbox turn off, yes, and it shuts down my Xbox and my TV, and I never have to let go of the pillow that I hold at night. Another cool thing, since it is hooked up with my TV now, which by the way was super simple to do, it did everything for me. The only thing I had to do was tell it that I had a Sony TV, and then it figured everything else out. But earlier today I got a phone call, and my controller was on the opposite side of the room. But before I picked up the phone, I was able to say Xbox mute, and it muted my TV for me. And that way, you know, it was just so freaking simple. And it was just the little things, you know, that really impressed me. With the controller, I'm digging it. I haven't been able to drain the batteries yet, and I've been playing it a lot. Of course, the controller has something built into it where if Kinect sees that you put the controller down, then it goes into a low power state. So they say that that should extend the battery life. As far as the controls themselves, it took a little bit of getting used to because I was used to the longer sticks, and the bumpers, like I mentioned previously, they have been turned around a little bit. But overall, now that I've gotten used to the controller, absolutely love it. Another thing is the user interface. And I actually like the way it looks. I like how responsive and fast it is. I love being able to multitask and do different items at the same time. One thing that was really killing me with my 360 is that, and it may be because my 360 was going bad or something, but my system was just so slow in doing everything. Like even booting up to the dashboard would take forever. So it's definitely a big jump, especially when you're entering and moving around in other applications. Now, moving on to some things that I don't like. With the Xbox 360, I think they had the most simplest and best party system out there. I've never experienced anything else that made it so easy for me to connect with my friends, no matter what game they're playing on, or if they're playing on a game at all. I can invite them over, I can talk to them, we can join in a game together if you want to, because it was so easy. You could just click on somebody's name on your friends list. If they were in a joinable game, you could just join right off of them. And the Xbox 360 multiplayer experience is phenomenal. The Xbox One, it was the one feature that I thought couldn't be screwed up was the party system. But yet, for me, it's the biggest screw up of all as far as I'm concerned with the Xbox One. Now, currently, you have a couple of different choices. You can either use Skype, but what I want to talk about is the party system, because the party system is what's in there, is what majority of people are going to use. And the way that it's currently set up is just a complete mess. Now, this is somebody, I've been playing consoles since the first consoles came out. So I'm not a complete noob at this, but yet it took me a while to figure out the party system with the Xbox One. In fact, I'll probably have to do a tutorial because I'm sure there's a lot of people who still don't know exactly what's going on with it. But the way it's set up now, you have to start up a party, you have to set your game, and then people can't just join on your game. It's just, I don't know. I'm just going to have to go over it because if I try to talk you through it, it's not even going to make sense. So anyway, the party system, complete letdown as far as I'm concerned with the Xbox One, and that is a huge part of the multiplayer experience and something that needs to be right. And so anyway, I was reading a bunch of different threads, a lot of different posts. A lot of people are having the same complaints that I've got. And I was reading a Reddit post where Major Nelson came in there and he said he was definitely taking a look at this, and he was sending this thread over to the Microsoft people so they could take a look at it. But yeah, definitely. If Xbox One wants to get this right, bring back what wasn't broken in the first place. The 360 party system was awesome. The ability to join in on your games or your friends' games and not have to join a party, that was awesome. Whenever we talked about the smart matchmaking system, I thought that was just an option. But the way it's set up, it's almost like you have to use it in some sense. But the system's never going to be able to do what the player can do. And so let us just decide what we want to do. If we want to join in on our friends' games, then let us do that. If we want to start a party and we want to get in different games, maybe I want to play Conquest on Battlefield and somebody else wants to play Domination, but yet I still want to have a conversation with them. The way it's set up right now, if we're in a game together, it's like bombarding one of us with messages saying, hey, we found a match for you. We can throw you into your other friend's game. And it's just really obnoxious and annoying. But hopefully Microsoft will listen to all the people complaining about this and bring back what was awesome on the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 also did a lot of other things right that the Xbox One steps backwards for, as far as I'm concerned. One thing is, like, you can't even send voice messages right now. So I can send text messages back and forth, which that's real nice and not time consuming, being sarcastic. And so I can't send voice messages. Also, when I'm going through reading my messages, which, by the way, I've been getting a lot, so I'm sorry if I don't reply to you, but if I'm going through there, there's no easy way to delete my messages unless I click on them and then click delete. Like, there should be a little shortcut right outside there where I don't have to click and open up each one, because a lot of the messages are so short you don't have to actually open them on screen. And so anyway, it's just like a lot of little bitty things like that is my concern. Well, actually, it's not a lot. It's really those two big things. Those are my biggest complaints. There's also the fact that there's no battery indicator for your controller. I know a lot of people have been complaining about that, and that's also a little weird. Another thing that I've heard a lot of people complaining about is that you can't go in and look at your hard drive and delete certain files if you want to in order to make some space. So anyway, a lot of people are upset about that as well. So as far as the functionality goes, it's like Xbox One took it 5 steps forward whenever it comes to some functions, especially when it comes to like voice commands and multitasking in certain areas. But then other things that Xbox 360 had absolutely perfect, they stepped backwards. And the Xbox One, Microsoft, you do not need to make this a Windows 8 type situation where you've changed what people actually liked and trying to force us to use a system that's really freaking ridiculous as it stands right now. So if they work out the party system, I would be really freaking happy with my Xbox One. That's really the biggest complaint that I've got, because I mean, as far as console gaming goes, the reason why I do like console gaming is because it is so easy for me to team up with my friends and be able to talk to them or play across different games or join in on their games. And Xbox One, it's not as easy to do that with my friends as it was with the 360. And that doesn't make sense. So post below, I want to know, do you have the Xbox One? And if you do, tell me what you like and what you don't like. Do you agree with me that the party system's a little wonky? Or have you figured out some methods and you actually love it now that you're actually getting used to it? I just don't see myself ever loving this like I could the Xbox 360 system. But post below, I definitely want to hear your feedback. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.